Once upon a quiet coastline, where the waves whispered secrets and the gulls cried overhead, there sat an old wooden boat named Wind Whisper. She wasn't grand or fast anymore. Her paint was chipped and her sails were patched, but she stood proudly in the sand, always facing the sea, as if ready to leave at any moment. Wind Whisper hadn't moved in years, but she was waiting for a boy named Leo. Long ago, when Leo was just 7, he had found her washed ashore after a storm. Her mast was broken and her hull was cracked. But Leo saw more than an old wreck. He saw a dream. Every day that summer he came with his little toolbox. With a hammer too big for his hands and nails that bent more than they held, he worked on her. He talked to her while he patched her up. "You and me, Wind Whisper," he'd say, wiping sweat from his brow. "One day we'll sail all the way to the edge of the sky." Wind Whisper, though silent, heard every word. The tide would rock her gently, like she was nodding yes. By the end of summer, they had taken their first voyage, just a little loop in the shallow cove, the sail flapping wildly and Leo's laughter louder than the waves. He felt like the captain of the stars. And then the next summer came, and Leo didn't, nor the one after. The villagers said his family had moved inland, far away, after his father got sick. Some said they'd never come back. Some even said Wind Whisper should be taken apart for firewood, but the boat refused to rot. She waited. Seasons passed, winds howled. Children grew up and forgot her name. Her paint faded, and barnacles crept along her sides, but her bow stayed pointed toward the sea. Just in case, because Wind Whisper remembered, and hope is a stubborn thing. One spring morning, many years later, a boy stood at the edge of the shore, now taller, older, with tired eyes that once sparkled like sunlight on water. It was Leo. He'd come back. He didn't run toward her like before. He walked slowly, unsure, as if afraid she might not still be there. But Wind Whisper was, exactly where he'd left her. He dropped to his knees beside her and placed a hand on her weathered frame. "You waited," he whispered. A breeze picked up, flapping her ragged sail. Leo laughed, though his eyes filled with tears. "I never forgot you. I had to go." He told her everything, about his father, the hospital, the move, how the world felt too heavy for dreams for a while. "But I always remembered this place," he said, pressing his forehead against her wooden side. "I remembered you." The next few days were quiet, but busy. Leo came every morning with tools, just like he had as a child, but now his hands were steady, his fixes strong. He sanded and painted. He stitched new sails and oiled the tiller. People from the village stopped to watch, amazed. "That old boat," they said, "still floating, after all this time." Leo just smiled. "She never gave up on me. I'm not giving up on her." At last, on a golden morning, Wind Whisper was ready. Leo pushed her gently into the sea, the tide rushing to meet her like an old friend. He climbed aboard and gripped the tiller. The sail caught wind, and Wind Whisper surged forward, slow but sure. For the first time in years, she moved, not in circles, not just in dreams, but into the wide, waiting sea. As they sailed, Leo looked back once, at the shore, the hills, the past. Then he faced forward. "Let's go, old girl," he said. "Let's find the edge of the sky." And Wind Whisper, loyal to the last, carried him there. Because hope, like the sea, never really disappears. It just waits.